Hey all, welcome to another video. Um, Here on my lunch break again at another park. Just thought I'd share a few thoughts from my readings this morning and just kind of general life knowledge that I've been thinking about this past week. When Jesus was performing all these miracles uh, throughout Matthew, it kind of makes me really reflect on my life. You know, we get in these habits of not really being that thankful of our situation, our current circumstances. And there's lots of things that could be better, that's for sure. But when I think about just 5 years ago and how much my life has changed, it really is miraculous. Um, knowing the type of person I was 5 years ago. I wasn't even married 5 years ago, and didn't have the same convictions that I do now. But also the time and effort I used to put in my hobbies back then are not a main priority now, which kind of sounds bad, but in a way, it's good because I focus way more on the things that matter and bring me joy and value in the long term. You know, like investing in my family, basically, and um, focusing on building skills that makes me more valuable to my family, so I can build a better future for them. And I do call that a miracle. I call those kinds of situations a miracle because I could never have seen myself being in the position I am now 5 years ago. It was an incomprehensible thing for me. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that um, it feels like these things are just kind of developing on their own, almost autonomously from me. And, you know, there's decisions I have to make along the way, whether they're, made the correct decisions or not. Things just keep moving forward, and I keep having to change, not of my own will, but bending to the will of well, I don't know if it's the Holy Spirit or just our current circumstances in society. But whatever it is, it seems like it's pulling me in the right direction, and I want to believe that's the Holy Spirit. But I just don't know if I have the incapable of that level of discerning yet in my life. And so yeah, like I think about what the next 5 years will bring, and I just have no idea. It's hard to predict for the future, invest so much time and energy into physical things when I have no idea if I'll be living in the same state 5 years from now. You know, I don't even know if I'll be alive 5 years from now. There's so many things that can happen. And so it kind of forces a person to invest in the more philosophical assets of life and family. Things that will better my wife's quality of life or my future children's quality of life if I'm ever to leave, or if we're ever to leave this location, whether it be the state or the country. You know, investing in traits and skills and values, not necessarily things. One thing my wife and I have been trying to exercise in the last few years is just cutting down way much on material items in the house. And we watch a lot of like small living content on YouTube. And um, if you ever heard the channel Never Too Small, we love that channel. Um, And so shrinking the amount of things that we own, right? And so if we ever do have to make that hard decision where we have to leave everything behind and go somewhere else, um, it's not that difficult because we're used to living with not that much. So part of that is kind of going through our wardrobes too, and you know, picking out the items we actually wear and getting rid of the things we don't, and donating a lot of clothes. And one thing I've been trying to do more is just wearing real clothing like cottons and wools and linens. One, it's a lot healthier for you. Your body's not absorbing all of those plastics and other chemicals that they use to treat polyester and things like that. But it also just feels a lot better. I have pretty sensitive skin, and I used to get hives all the time. And ever since I switched, like I just don't get hives anymore. So if you get random hives, and your doctor tells you it's probably like detergent allergies, it could be. Maybe try switching to a allergen-free detergent, but also maybe switch out of polyesters and see if you have an improvement. Um, yeah, that's what I did, and that was the only thing that helped. So yeah, so miracles, man, um, they're everywhere, and we ignore them all the time, and that's was the predominant thing that Jesus did in his mission, was he performed miracles. And I think those miracles continue. We just don't always pay attention to them. You know what? They don't always pay attention when Jesus was around either. So we'll make another video tomorrow. It'll be a little bit more about this channel, about me, about what's to come in the next few weeks. And look forward to that. Have a good one.